Hey, what's up, fam? Jeez, Eden Zero was able to capture a lot of weirdness very quickly with this frog dude Liga. What's funny is there's similar things happening in Fairy Tail Land and Eden Zero, where they seem to be getting that a little bit in a couple ways that it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel anything like copying over like story. It feels more like small little bits that make you go, oh, this is what's on the mind right now. Like we got Scarion and the skull version of Elsie, that parasite that took over at the same time, and now we're getting these creepers that like to sit on slaves at the same time with the Liga, and how Kyria kind of treats her newly kidnapped and enforced slaves. I'm not fond of how Iliga or Kyria do this, and it's gonna be a delight when they end up going down. Even though I enjoy both of their designs of Kyria looking pretty cool, and this dude just looking very creepy as a villain. And if he ends up being, I want him to end up being strong, just because I don't think anybody really expects him to be strong. He'll probably end up just as some big, you know, big doughy weakling. But I would like him to end up being a good opponent, because I want Rebecca though to get a good fight, but I also want her to be the one to end up beating him. But the whole bit where he takes in all these girls that he has enslaved, has them turned to stone, and then uses them as furniture. Look, it just adds an extra level of creepiness to him. But now, because of this, Rebecca she really wants to put him down, and she definitely has the most reason to put him down. So hopefully we're gonna get like some pretty good fights. I'm guessing we're gonna have like Shiki against Jin, Rebecca against Iliga, and then like Wise, Homura, and yeah, Wise and Homura. I was just trying to think if there's another member of the enemies. Probably have Homura against like Moscow and Ganoff against Wise, and then seems to be a pretty kind of good setup way. And then we had some cool like a little bit of world development with Gilst, however it's pronounced, Galst, of how their cities, a lot of them are built on the giant tree that grows off the planet, and they've been, they have a huge supply of wood, and that kind of helps with their economy, as well as it used to be a huge tourist city because people would just come by to look at, this massive tree growing out of the planet, which is pretty cool. But other than that, it was mostly just like a reveal of the rogue out kind of base, which is looks to be this grown over church. It's got all these vines coming out of it and stuff. And inside, like this statue splits apart, and like this large robed creature almost that's like in there with all these cords hooked up to her, and that's who is revealed to be Sister, one of the Demon King's four shining stars. So my whole theory with why she's doing this is the fact that I still think the Demon King was evil at one time. He was a villain until the events that he met with Shiki. I kind of see it as a little bit of a similar, but not entirely similar bit with Igneel and Natsu, but instead Shiki is the one that maybe turned the Demon King into being good somewhere along the way. He maybe kind of put his villainy aside for some reason, and that Shiki is involved with it, and then he ended up on Grand Bell, where he became kind of like their leader. He seemed like a nice guy at that point, whereas I guess with Igneel it was really more just like he learned to love another person. Natsu was like his son. It just kind of seemed to really justify why he liked humans. Just similar in a small aspect to how the main character and them kind of got to know each other, and how they changed each other as people. But obviously, Igneel was always a nice dragon, but I still think the Demon King was evil at one point. But that's mostly it for this chapter. There wasn't a whole lot to really talk about. It was mostly a setup chapter. Obviously, Illego's a bad guy. I don't think a lot of people are really going to enjoy him. It's going to be nice to see him get taken down. They go to the planet, and then they set up, running into Sister. So that's all really I got for this chapter. Nice setup, got a cool new design, and a villain that we're going to want to see get beaten, and it's going to be nice. So tell me in the comment section what you think about this chapter. What did you like most about it? Is there anything you didn't like about it? Are you also ready to see Iliga, get its ass wrecked, just punched in? Well, I guess in Rebecca's case, she's gonna, shoot him up. I'm wondering if she's gonna get one of those stone guns and end up using that in that stone turning ray. But anyway, yeah, thumbs up and like the video if you kind of enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, would appreciate it. And check out the other videos. You'll see manga and anime stuff. And if you're subscribed already, I appreciate it. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening.